welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy, and at the request of Patreon subscriber Something Snazzy, this is Aluren featuring 3-Tree Scribe. 3-Tree Scribe reads, whenever this or another creature you control leaves the battlefield without dying, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. That lines up perfectly with the card Aluren, one of Legacy's older and weirder combo enablers that we still have access to. Any player may cast creature spells with mana value 3 or less without paying their mana cost and as though they had flash. That's obviously powerful, but what do we do with it? We fill our deck with creatures that cost 3 or less and have enters the battlefield abilities. We've got Baleful Strix, draw a card. Icefang Coatl, draw a card. Ukima Stalking Shadow deals damage equal to its power to target player and you gain X life. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Gain 3 life, draw a card, put a land into play. And then, the glue that brings it all together, Cavern Harpy. When Cavern Harpy enters the battlefield, return a blue or black creature you control to its owner's hand, and then you can pay 1 life to return Cavern Harpy to your hand. That means, if you play Baleful Strix and draw a card, then you could play Cavern Harpy, returning Baleful Strix, then play Baleful Strix to draw another card, then you could pay a life to return your Cavern Harpy, then do it again. That becomes pay 1 life, draw a card, if you have those two effects together. With Uro, it becomes gain 2 life, draw a card. You draw your deck and put all your lands into play. With Ukima, it becomes you gain 1 life and your opponent loses 2 life. This is the win con. And with 3-Tree Scribe, that makes Cavern Harpy able to make your squad infinitely large, even if you don't have another enabler in play. Because Cavern Harpy is, in fact, itself a blue or black creature. That's how these cards worked back in the day. If you play this, you can just bounce it to itself and make your squad infinitely large and just attack. That's also why Sage of Hours is in this deck. It has some words on it, and the important ones are remove all +1 counters from Sage of Hours, take an extra turn after this one for each 5 counters removed. This is infinite turns, with Scribe targeting it and Cavern Harpy, and then you could just figure out how you're going to win after that. We needed a way to convert these +1 counters into wins if you didn't have an evasive creature already in play ready to attack. It would be really embarrassing to go off, make an infinitely large board, pass the turn, and then just lose to Forge combo. So it's important to be able to win. And the normal payoff for infinite +1 counters or infinite mana of Walking Ballista doesn't work with Aluren, because if you cast it for 0, it just dies as a 0/0, which means that you would have to already be drawing your deck and putting your lands into play with Uro before Walking Ballista becomes a win con. And when you're doing that, Ukima already kills. So Sage of Hours is the choice of thing that can come into play off of Aluren and then win the game when you're not already going fully infinite. Reasonable concerns about this deck include, isn't this worse than Nadu in every conceivable way? The answer is yes. Other reasonable concerns. We are trying to resolve a 4-mana enchantment that lets us cast spells for free in a format dominated by Vexing Bauble, which counters spells that are cast for free. Yes, I also have that concern. Psychic Frog tempo decks that could send it on Reanimator are everywhere. Why are we this clunky mid-range bug deck? That's a great question. But Something Snazzy specifically wanted this to be released before the ban update, and I am releasing it on Friday when the bans hit on Monday. Getting in right before the buzzer here. It's kind of a silly thing. It's not tier 1 Legacy. It currently lines up poorly against almost everything. But sometimes you just got to live your life. And that's what we're doing here today with Aluren featuring 3-Tree Scribe. Let's get into it. The holiday season is here. While you're busy getting gifts for everyone, don't forget the most important person of all, yourself. Treat yourself to the ultimate self-care experience with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped. This package is like Santa's workshop for your downstairs grooming and is sure to land you on the nice list. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is a grooming powerhouse that features two interchangeable skin-safe blades, the trimmer blade for precision and the foil blade for the close, clean cut. Think of it as trimming your Christmas tree. You don't want any squirrels running out at the big holiday party. The Lawnmower features an LED spotlight to illuminate your hard-to-see areas, and it's waterproof, allowing you to groom in the shower for easy cleanup. For those traveling this holiday season, the Travel Lock feature ensures that your lawnmower won't power on in your luggage. I personally keep a lawnmower in my suitcase for when I need to clean up at events, and that Travel Lock means I have nothing to worry about on the road. The Weed Whacker 2.0 is your helpful little elf for tackling pesky ear and nose hair. With the same skin-safe technology, you can trim without risk of nicks or cuts. The Crop Soother Aftershave is dermatologist tested to head off razor burn and itching. Plus, Crop Preserver Lotion keeps your downstairs from smelling like a reindeer. Plus, you get jewel pouch boxers to keep everything snug and the Shed 2.0 travel bag that will store all your grooming essentials. This holiday season, treat yourself or someone special to the ultimate grooming experience with a gift that keeps on giving. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped covers your shaving, trimming, and post-grooming needs. Wrap up the year looking and feeling amazing. Use code BoshNRoll for 20% off plus free international shipping at manscaped.com. I'm on the play in round number 1. I have a bunch of selection. I have Collector Oof. I have the ability to ramp. I will keep the hand. This hand is uniquely set up versus Forge combo if we happen to be playing against that. I have the main deck Collector Oof available, and I can decay a Vexing Bauble when I need to go off. I guess the question is, do I just get the Dryad Arbor here? Or do I cast Ponder? I think I'm just going to Zenith for Arbor off of Tropical Island and give myself the most options for next turn. I do play one of each basic in the deck, so fetch lands matter a little bit, but I'm not getting one of them here. Leading on Trop also makes this look like Nadu. I hope this is a matchup where Collector Roof is good. I did consider rebuilding the deck to be Bant instead of Bug, so we get Swords to Plowshares and removal that can actually hang with the format. However, building Bant Aluren when this deck is already mostly indefensible when Nadu's legal, and then moving into Nadu's colors just seems like such a spew. Speaking of spews, this is a lot of Abrupt Decays. Basic Forest from the opponent. This could be a crop rotation strategy, or like Nadu that doesn't have a 1-drop. Could be Eldrazi that just happens to have their basic forest. I'm putting back one of the Decays off this Brainstorm. My other options are Collector Oof, and then I could cast Ponder this turn. I could put back the other Decay, have my lands lined up. I could put back a land, and then have 2 removal spells ready. I think I want my lands, though. I'm going to put back Decay, and just get a Collector Roof out here. This doesn't hurt me in any way. They might not care either, but this is a creature with power toughness. It's at least Grizzly Bear. Oh, they are a crop rotation deck. I'm going to punish that. Whatever you're trying to do, let's go 2 for 2 here. I lose Forest Blue card, they lose crop rotation forest. The Harpy. Well, awkward. We're now in the garbage time of I need to find something to do. This looks like some sort of post deck. All right, Brainstorm, let's go. That is exactly the type of card I'm looking for in a spot like this. Sage of Hours and Aluren, oh my goodness. Okay, Abrupt Decay is not going to matter this game, and I don't need mana number 5. Okay, fetch. I'm going to play this Sage of Hours and let my opponent live in fear of what may be happening after that. You know what time it is? This doesn't actually do anything yet. I need the Scribe. But if I draw Scribe, Uro, one of my Baleful Strix effects, any of those do functionally win the game on the spot. Ukima, Eye of Ugin, Myco Spawn. Okay, they get to search for a land. Tabernacle, disappointing. And I don't get to know what's happening before my draw step. All right, well, Dryad Arbor could pay for itself, so I'll at least keep that one around. Abrupt Decay, unhelpful. Okay, that might have ended it on itself. Now I'm going to have to combo to win the game. We'll see what this ends up looking like. Do they keep their Myco Spawn? Because they only actually have 2 lands that make mana in play. And they've decided enough of that. Here we go. Now it's over. KGC. Getting Grafdigger's Cage. Not actually a card I care about. Oh, that's not true. I play Green Sun Zenith. Yeah, all right. I will take that out. This turn, I will pay for Dryad Arbor with a different land so it can attack Karn. Ooh, Grist. This also can just kill Karn if I'm willing to sack my Arbor. I guess I am. Sacrifice a creature, destroy target Planeswalker. Okay, now I'm out from under Tabernacle. At least as far as that's going to get. The One Ring. My combo does not beat the One Ring. No version of my combo beats the One Ring. And I could like draw most of my deck, have a bunch of forces in my hand, have all my lands in play, and pass with that. Oh, this is awkward. I could get the Aluren out, which does save me 4 mana in the future. Oh, I milled over Uro straight up. But Basic Swamp doesn't cast it. Sad. Alright, that's a tough beat. Okay, I am going to invest in the Aluren this turn. Because if I can get this Uro into play next turn, I win. But now they know what I'm up to. They could prioritize digging for a Beseju or something like that here. They could also flash in like double Glaring Fleshraker in my end step and just kill me. This is symmetrical. I don't think I could escape Uro. Yeah, I still have to pay for that. That is an alternate cost, and you can't pay 2 alternate costs on the same card. Once upon a time, this is dig for Beseju territory. Yavimaya is not Beseju. They have 3, 6, 7. They can activate Eye of Ugin with at least 2 mana still available. If they have something like Battle Mage in their main deck. Another Once Upon a Time. The digging continues, but they tapped... No, they have Yavimaya. I was about to say they tapped both their green sources to cast that. They've looked at 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards in a row here. Myco Spawn. Con Queso. And this is going to make Uro basically impossible to cast, so I need another payoff. We're close, though. This is weirdly competitive, considering how hard I've been getting dumpstered for the last 3 turns. Jukabog, okay. Uro is dead for multiple reasons. No longer a plan. Another One Ring. Okay, yeah, keep them coming. I'm not going to pay for my Insect token because Green Sun Zenith for Ice Fang Coatl actually plays here. Right, come on, pay off. Oh my goodness. We're in. All right, here we go. I can draw 15 cards this turn. My opponent has protection from everything. I need to find the other Uro, basically, to go infinite enough that I can pass with a bunch of protection. If they have Dismember right now... Oh no, something's happening! Crop rotation. What does this do? Oh, Talon Gates? Glacial Chasm. Oh, okay. That I don't care about. Actually, this is unbeatable. I care a lot. Yeah, with my Sage of Hours already in exile, I'm going to draw my 15 cards I'm entitled to, and then see what's what. Now with 4 mana available, Uro is live in Green Sun Zenith. Okay, so I have my deck now. Okay, pick up Cavern Harpy, Zenith. Still don't know how I'm going to win. Okay, Uro, trigger, gain 3 life and draw a card first. Put this land into play. In response to this, Cavern Harpy, pick up the Uro, gain 3 life. No land to put in. Pick up Harpy. I do love going off with Aluren. Aluren was one of my first competitive decks I ever like read about in a magazine and then constructed, buying singles and stuff to make it happen on purpose. Deck looked very different back then. We didn't have Uro. I've been doing this for a little bit, and I have a Force of Will now. I have to decide like when I'm satisfied, basically, because I can't actually win through Glacial Chasm, and my infinite turns are gone. If I show my opponent too much information, they might play differently in a way that is difficult for me to beat, because this isn't losing life, it deals damage. There are creatures I could play instead of Ukima, like Parasitic Strix, that would win here. I'm going to plus Grist. That lost an Abrupt Decay. I could Brainstorm. Does that matter? I don't need this Aluren in my hand. And I can literally draw my deck at instant speed. Why would I Brainstorm? I could play another Aluren just to play around Beseju. Okay, I've got another one of these now. And I can go off at instant speed at any time. Them with the ring protection right now, I need them to lose ring protection and then also give up on Glacial Chasm. Drawing cards with the ring. I could have drawn my deck and found Leovold in response to that. I don't think that's the squeeze point. I just need to get through this chasm somehow. I don't have a Boseiju. Disruptor Flute. That card's actually really good. I guess I'll force it. Because naming Uro or Cavern Harpy with this, naming Cavern Harpy turns off the loop and also makes it cost more. Yeah, I should have found Leovold to deal with the One Ring. That was a mistake. Eye of Ugin's been activated. Do they have an Emrakul or some big fucko? They do have an Emrakul. Okay, in the end step, I'm going to pick up all my creatures. Because I have to pay for them from Tabernacle anyway. Pick up Coatl, pick up Strix, then pick up the Harpy. And then I will go to my turn. I guess I can afford to pay for one of these. Sure, it's in play. Do I have anything that generically kills a land? I do not. Am I able to beat an Emrakul? Probably, actually. What does Plussing Grist do? Each opponent loses life equal number of creature cards in your graveyard. If I can get Grist up to 5, I could discard, like, a bunch of cards. Do I have enough creatures in my deck to kill from here? If I, like, draw my deck, go to discard, what does that look like? Are there enough creatures to cover it? There's the Scribe. I can beat Emrakul in combat. I have both plenty of permanents and also my creatures can literally be bigger, which is awesome. I'm just going to Zenith for the Leovold, skip the mess. And there's 8 cards in my hand right now. I'll play out the Birds of Paradise. Okay, I do beat Emrakul here, if it's just Emrakul. I don't need lands anymore. Where we're going, we don't need lands. There are cleaner ways to win with Aluren. In paper, Asurek the Archlich is a 1-card Aluren kill, but that's literally unplayable in Magic Online. Okay, they let the Glacial Chasm die. Now they're actually dead. I just have to draw till I hit Ukima and then light them up. I'm going to kill them in response to their Emrakul trigger. Okay, Emrakul on the stack. In response, Uro. And I have multiple Harpies now, so even if they do have a Dismember, they can't break this up. And there's Force Backup. My favorite thing about Ukima is that the partner mechanic, rarely relevant, but does actually have text. The partner mechanic targets a player. So when I play Ukima, I can target my opponent and force them to search their deck for whatever Ukima's partner is, which makes them pass priority, which means they cannot just F6 and get a sandwich while I combo off. They have to be engaged with my combo turn, whether they like it or not. Just checking exile, making sure Ukima didn't go there somehow. There it is. Okay, now you lose. Can we get a concession? Or do you want me to click it out? You're at 8. This won't take long. Would you like to search your deck for a Khazar Ruthless Stalker? Okay, they still have not conceded. This really won't take long. Not a problem. Ukima deals its damage when it leaves the battlefield. Okay, they're drawing a card. You know I could kill you in response to that, right? All right, there we go. Cool. Aluren, we successfully did it in the first round. Count it forever. Opposition Agent seems very good here. They are a one-ring deck. Don't hate Collector Oof. Consigned to Memory seems great against Eldruzers. Hall Breacher is a card I could play. Also helps against the One Ring. That's just one card in their deck, though. I don't think I need these Endurances. Leovold was fine. Abrupt Decay was fine. Yeah, maybe I don't need the second Oof. I already have one, and I can search for it. I definitely have to combo them out. My shitter creature plan is not going to defeat this deck. Grist is not that important in this matchup. Allosaurus Shepherd. Oh, this is in the deck for Vexing Bauble, which is a card they might have, so I will leave that in. It's a zenithable answer to Vexing Bauble. Well, I want to board in 5 cards, but I only want to cut 3. This is something that would need to be worked on if you were going to play a lot of this deck. Like, this is just not mapped properly because it's just kind of a brew that was thrown together. But if you have 5 cards that you definitely want to bring in versus like Eldrazi, then you should have 5 cards you definitely want to take out versus Eldrazi. I don't like Abrupt Decay that much, but we saw the Disruptor Flute at minimum. I expect Vexing Bauble or Chalice of the Void are in this deck, some Lockpiece. I could cut the Sage of Hours, but then what are we doing here? And Sage of Hours doesn't actually win if my opponent has Glacial Chasm in play or One Ring Protection. You take infinite turns and it doesn't matter. Okay, I think I talked myself into that. Sorry, Sage of Hours. I'm only like 3 minutes behind my opponent here, which is one of the strengths of this build versus something like Acererak that takes your entire life, every minute of the rest of your life to execute on Magic Online. And double consign, pretty good start. I will keep this. Urza's Tower. Leovold. That is a card with text eventually. Planar Nexus. Didn't shove a 4-drop. Polluted Delta, Ponder. Just looking for lands here. Disruptor Flute in response. I will fetch for Tropical Island. They could name Cavern Harpy with this. If they're on, like, the Super Genius, they could name Consign to Memory and resolve their next spells. Either way, I'm not going to tap out of Consign for this. They named Force of Will. Good guess, but wrong. I'm going to shuffle this. It just doesn't do anything that I need it to. Shuffle, found the land. That casts Leovold. That lets me do anything. All right, what were you trying to protect from counter magic? Not that. Get out of here. Okay, does this fetch land change anything? I could play Allosaurus Shepherd, hold up another Consign. Yeah, I think playing Shep and then holding up Consign with Kicker works for me. I think if I was on the play, I would have let that One Ring resolve, let them draw one card off it, then play Leovold with Consign back up, and then let them bleed out to their ring. But on the draw, it's too risky. Hexing Bauble. Oh, bummer, bummer, bummer. Did think about this one. I did make a plan. Good deck building, if I do say so myself. Sowing Mycospawn, Con Queso. I'm going to counter all the Queso. I don't want them doing all this searching stuff. 3-3, hopefully I can beat. They're down to 2 cards in hand, but they do have 1 gajillion mana. I could Brainstorm here. If I find a Aluren, I actually just have the squad. Like, it's done. Okay, I'm going to cast Brainstorm first. There's a Aluren, which means I don't need this Brainstorm, and I don't need this Leovold anymore. I'm just going to pass with Opposition Agent available and hope I don't die this turn. Oh, wait, these can be countered. Shit! These are not green spells. I do not have it covered. Oh, no. Vexy Bauble, too good. Okay, I do still have problems to solve. God, that's annoying. Does Allosaurus Shepherd even help? Did I just, like, completely innovate a solution to Vexing Bauble that doesn't even work because half my payoff cards aren't green? I think I did. Good job, me. Just good deck building. I kind of hope they kick another Mycospawn this turn so I can get a bunch of mana. Okay, they didn't do anything. I could just play Leovold here. I could also play Aluren because Leovold is uncounterable. Yeah, I'm going to draw the Leo. And I am going to shove the Aluren, even though I know it doesn't work. Okay, is there any double black in my deck? I'm looking for Abrupt Decay to win this game. Just thinking if I need Bayou or if Tropical Island is fine here. I think I want Trop. Okay, here's Aluren. It can't be countered. Neither can Leovold, which I could cast for free. Attacking with the Shep. Oh no, what am I getting blown out by here? Oh, Kozilek's Command? Is that what's happening? Leovold will at least stuff the draw off this. Okay, exile target creature and target player scries exit draws a card. Well, I'll flash in Leovold in response, and then they get to scry X and not draw a card. And I didn't get to draw a card off Kozilek's Command because of the sequencing. If we can ever clear this Vexing Bauble, the game ends immediately. So fingers crossed that they don't find what they're looking for. And I can still just cast spells. I don't have to do it for free under Aluren. They kept 1 card on the top out of their 6, 5 bottom, 1 top. They just drew that card. Oh wait, this is 1 per turn. Nope, Leovold did not stuff this. I take it back. Man, these are all old school cards that I've forgotten how to play with. Ulamog. Okay, I will draw 2 cards when they exile my 2 things. They're going after Aluren and Tropical Island. I would like to draw a card. I would like to draw a card. Uro, currently free and uncounterable. Or, nope. God damn it. The Shepherd's gone. I'm in a spiral. Okay. My bad. All right, now the game's over. Lost to Vexing Bauble. I made some mistakes too, but we definitely lost to Vexing Bauble. Okay, GG. Well, important lessons learned there, that my brilliant tech of Allosaurus Shepherd only protects like a third of the things that I might want to cast. I could bring in Force of Vigor as just a hard castable answer to Bauble, because that is such a problem for me. I won't miss this shit on Monday, by the way. Just fingers crossed. This is the last Legacy I'm playing before the ban update, and boy, am I ready. Okay, I will submit my deck. Ugh. No cantrips, no access to Baleful Strix. I do have a Consign. I can answer a Bauble if it's there. I have most of the combo. All right, I am going to keep this, and I basically just need to draw 2 lands over my next 2 turns. I'll go get my Dryad Arbor. Cloudpost, pass. Come on, land. Force of Will's not a land. Okay, not how I wanted this to go. I do have 2 layers of protection, and my win banked, if we make it that far. Haywire Might. That matters, but I can decay it. Force of Will. All right, now I wish I forced the Haywire Might. Vexing Bauble. This one is unacceptable. And I'm going to use the counterspell that costs mana first. The race is on. Here they come. I will not block. Come on, Black Source. Burrow. Someday. Well, the win is so locked if we get there. Does attacking even matter? Sure. Let's go. It might. Crop Rotation. I'm going to force pitching Strix on this. My force, the things I could pitch to force are the things that win the game with Aluren. So this is pretty important to manage. Oh my god. Well, they missed their land drop. I do have backup force now. Weird game, but I'm having fun. Zenith. All right, I'm going to Zenith for Birds of Paradise. We're back in business. Birds of Paradise, you're in there. Now, a land off the top at any point wins the game. They also crop rotated away their green source, which means they can't even fight the Aluren on board. Land off the top, let's go! Game! Okay, they could have something like Dismember. I don't think that matters. They could have a 3-drop creature of their own. What would that be? Well, the cool thing is, if they respond to this Uro by doing something, I can respond with my other Uro. Like if they pitch Spirit Guide and Haywire Might, yeah, which is exactly what happened. All right, Uro in response. Aluren is a delight. Here we go. Lands in play. Harpy. Do you have another layer of trick? Oh yeah, let's go. Oh, they just cast Spirit Guide. I wonder if that was on purpose. Asked for the list. My lists are always on my Mox field. Cool. Yeah, Aluren. They had the trick. They did what they could, and weird game, but got away with it. It's very important in today's Legacy to have a combo kill in your deck, even if it's a wonky one. Your path to the Pro Tour starts here. Don't miss Magic Spotlight Foundations, January 3rd through 5th, 2025 at SCGCon Atlanta. Kick off the new year with Magic's most exciting new event. Compete in the brand new Foundation Standard format with $50,000 in prizes, 8 Pro Tour Aether Drift invites, and it's the only place to get the exclusive, borderless Terror of the Peaks promo card with art by the beloved Richard Kane Ferguson. All main event participants will get the exclusive Terror of the Peaks, but the top 128 will also earn a foil version of this breathtaking promo. Your path to the Pro Tour starts here, but only if you're part of the action. Come join me for Magic Spotlight Foundations at SCGCon Atlanta, January 3rd through 5th. Your sign-up link is in the video description. I'm on the play for round 2. I will be keeping this hand. It just draws cards and does stuff. That's all I need. Pass the turn. Ancient Tomb. I can Abrupt Decay that next turn. It resolves. Okay. Played around it in my own way. But that means I have to pass instead of playing the Strix that I would have liked to pass. And drawing Cavern Harpy means Aluren represents mostly a win here. Blood Moon is a card that I can sometimes play through. If I fetch here, it has to be for basic Swamp. And I think I'm gonna decay the Bauble and then force the Moon and play the game that way. I could have just decayed the Moon and played with Bauble in play, but Bauble shuts off my actual deck. A problem that was identified in the deck tech. Underground Sea. Baleful Strix, you get in there first. Show me the Aluren. Ponder. Alright. Basic Island, cast Ponder. Ugh. Shuffle this. Okima Stalking Shadow's not what I'm looking for right now. Neither is Misty Rainforest, but I'm an Aluren away. If they have another Blood Moon, it would take Basic Forest plus Mana Dork to get out of this. The One Ring. Okay. I'll still take an Aluren here. I'm not too proud. Aluren! Abrupt Decay. Alright. I can fetch Basic Forest with what I have. A playing Cavern Harpy reveals what my deck is, but I think that's okay. Because this is just value Strix. Like Cavern Harpy, as Richard Garfield intended. Pick up a creature with an ETB ability, and then replay it. Cool stuff. Unfortunately, I cannot play Baleful Strix with Basic Forest, which is what I'm pretty much priced into getting with this Misty. This does give away my entire deck if my opponent is aware what Aluren is in the world. Boom Zoom Boomby Dooms. I can kill those if I have to. How much damage are we taking here? They can't really kill Cavern Harpy because I can just pay a life and pick it up. They flung their One Ring at me. Wow, they are coming for me. Coming for my life. And they've got another one. Okie dokie. Fair enough. That makes sense. This is random anyway. I do play Brainstorm and Ponder. I'm not going to fetch Grist the Hungry Boy. I think Grist is female, canonically. Sorry, Grist. Grist the Hungry Lady. I could play Strix, play Grist, kill Bombardiers with Grist. Or I could play Grist plus, and I also hold back Grist. All right, I'm going to play Strix and draw a card, see where that goes. 3-tree Scribe. Because the issue with investing in Grist here is if I lose my Strix, then Aluren off the top might not necessarily win the game. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass with Abrupt Decay available. But Grist can kill Bombardiers, and Abrupt Decay can kill Vexing Bauble. I have multiple problems I need to solve here. Okay, I am going to play Grist. Talk myself into it. Basic Forest, Grist. I'm going to sack the Baleful Strix. Okay, they're at 11 with 5 cards in hand. That's about to be 8. I'm dead to the next Bombardiers. It's just 8 damage by itself. RIP. I guess I'll give them a chance to attack Grist and make a mistake here. Guess I should have decayed the Broadside Bombardiers last turn. Alright, they just attacked me. That is the correct attack. A Consigned to Memory, Pernicious Deed, things I could consider, Collector Oof, Force of Vigor. They have Baubles and Rings at the very least. I don't know if I want all 4 consigns, but I do want some number. I do actually like Collector Oof versus Red Stompy. They have the Rings as well as their Chrome Moxen. Endurance doesn't really matter here. It's a body, but I don't need a body. I need to kill them. Grist kind of giving the same problem. Force of Vigor can break me out of a Blood Moon, even if it does not help versus Vexing Bauble. Allosaurus Shepherd, as I've learned, does not actually help me. Whoops. Pernicious Deed can get out of a lot of things. I'm going to bring in the Deed. It might be a Coatl that I cut here. Is Coatl worse than Strix? Probably fetching basics anyway. Coatl fetches to all my forces rather than just 4 of them. I think it's Coatl. Okay, here we go. I would not keep this hand in any matchup, especially not this one. Okay, I will keep this hand, and I think that Brainstorm goes. I'm going to go Tropical Island Birds of Paradise. Can't get my basic forest here, but Bird gives me a lot of game through a Blood Moon, even if they have it. Bona went to 5. I like that. Tropical Island Birds of Paradise. Basic Mountain. Vexing Bauble. Bad news. Sage of Hours. A win con. Okay, I'm going to start with Ponder. Misty Rainforest. Another Ponder. I'll take the Misty Rainforest. And I can play Sage of Hours. I could Zenith for another bird. I'm going to get another bird. I'm going to get Basic Island and Zenith for bird. Okay. I need to answer Vexing Bauble. Aluren is wild against this deck, because their deck is full of horrendous 3-drops. And they Spirit Guided out a One Ring. The old Mulda 5 turn 1 Vexing Bauble, turn 2 One Ring, now miles ahead, can never lose. We love that for Legacy. Force of Will. Okay. I think just playing Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath fair and square is how I need to play this game. Draw a card, invest in success. Pernicious Deed. That plays, kind of. It does nuke all of these birds that I've put into play, but if it clears the Vexing Bauble, that doesn't matter anymore. And like Zenith for Leovold is actually pretty effective here. I've got lines. Got a mountain, bombardiers. Do they want to start making me dead? Do they want to kill a bird? What do we got here? I would not be surprised if they just pass without flinging. Oh, okay. Now they have 2 baubles. Now they're going to kill a bird. Yep, off you go. All right, there goes that. That means if I draw a fetch land, though, I can play Uro. Fetch land? Abrupt Decay. That's not bad. Nor is it good. Okay, I'm going to pass. Boy, do I wish there wasn't a One Ring in play. This game would be interesting otherwise. Or if I was able to Force of Will the One Ring when they cast it, this game would be interesting otherwise. Fable. Not going to fight over that. I am going to kill this Bombardier, though. This is the thing that's currently making me dead. This Decay is my 5th card for Uro in the graveyard, if I can find a mana source that makes green or blue. Collector Roof. I don't hate that. Get in there, big fella. And with 5 cards in their hand, it might be too late. But this does turn off the ring that's bolting them every turn. Now they can't even sack their bauble, which is not correct to do, but they can't even make the mistake. They're attacking with Goblin Shaman, which will make a treasure that they cannot use. The race is on. Something's happening right now. We're after blocks. Is there a red ninja? Oh no, it's probably some sorcery that they got ahead of themselves and tried to cast. Another Fable with a red floating. Wonder if that's a mistap or why did that happen? Okay, interesting. All right, I can play. My options here are play Bayou and play Uro, just jam that into play. Or I could play Pernicious Deed, which kills Goblin Shaman, Treasure Token, and Vexing Bauble, and Birds of Paradise. I could do all that next turn, though, and clap them to death. I think I'm going to invest in Uro here. Because if I make exactly the play I just described next turn, then they have to chump block with Fable and Mirror Breaker or they die. Okay, pass. Fable flips here. They discarded a Mountain and a Pyroblast this off the second Fable. Still digging. They have unlocked mana to hardcast Fury, if that's the thing they have access to. Bombardiers. This can throw the ring and kill Uro. Disappointing. I could have forced that if I took the Pernicious Deed line, but I wouldn't be threatening lethal either. Guess I'm already not threatening lethal now. Goblin Shamans and Broadside attacking. If they let me get to blocks, I'm going to double block Broadside. Oh wow, Pyroblast. That sucks. I guess they discarded a Pyroblast, so I should have known they had another one. Okay. They could kill Collector Roof anyway here, so I am not going to block. I will make them do it. I don't want them taking the bird down with it, if I could avoid it. Though I am now dead to Reflection on Bombardier. They just went face with that. They don't give a shit. Abrupt Decay. Yeah, their ring's gone, so Decay, attack for 2, put you to 3, doesn't do anything. Decay's not free under Aluren. They don't have the win with Aluren anyway. How do I make a game out of this? I could play Sage of Hours, then Abrupt Decay the Broadside, and see what happens next turn. I just die if I cast Deed. Okay, Sage of Hours, you're in there, buddy. Make it happen. What happens if I attack with this Collector Roof? Are they willing to trade with this? Is this insane for me to do? I don't know. I don't think I'm winning if I don't try to trade off with their horrific permanents. Okay, I will actually take that. That unlocked a bunch of mana for them, but it took lethal off board. Lelia the Blade Reforged. That's more damage. I'm going to kill the Broadside, because that has to happen. I am at 1 from this combat if I don't block at all. They flipped a Mountain from Lelia. That's breathing room. I'm going to block Lelia with Sage of Hours. I'll go to 4. Yeah, playing Aluren into Vexing Baubles format, certainly not ideal. I think I just Goldfish that game on turn 3 if they don't have Vexing Bauble, which, to be fair, is kind of what Vexing Bubble's for. Like, we got both the good and bad of Vexing Bubble showcased in this game, because A, it did let a non-blue deck shut down a combo deck, but B, they mulled a 5 and had a 1 ring on turn 2 that I couldn't touch, and then just ran away with the game. So, a little of column A, a little of column B. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
On the draw in round 3, I'm going to keep my hand. Are you playing against a deck without Ancient Tomb in it? Probably. Misty Rainforest doesn't usually go with Ancient Tomb. I'll play my own Misty Rainforest. What do you think about that? Mine looks better. Instead of fetch, are we going to see the Undercity Sewers? Or worse, the Entomb? Meticulous Archive, alright. We got a gamer. Sylvan Safekeeper. I'm actually going to fetch Basic Island right now. Oh, we're against Nadu. Okay, so 2 things just happened. One, I was like, what if this is my Eternal Weekend deck? I'm going to fetch before they have Stifle up. But after I decided to do that, and before I noticed that they had built Sylvan Safekeeper, I had already locked in fetching a basic. And Nadu doesn't play Wasteland, so could have been pretty safe from that, and instead just did something random. Abrupt Decay. I'll brainstorm now. I wish this was a dual land in play. Okay, put back Bayou and C. Do I want to Zenith for Dryad Arbor here? Or I could just fetch and cast Ponder, and then have Zenith available for different tools in the future. I think having more mana will be useful against a deck like Nadu. Dryad Arbor, you're in there. As far as they know, this is the mirror match. Windswept Teeth. Teferi Time Raveler. Hate that card, but okay. Bouncing by Dryad Arbor, putting me in the garbage. Grist the Hunger Tide. Ponder. Looking for Force of Will here. Didn't find it. I don't have Aluren yet. Alright, I'm going to shuffle this. Another Harpy. I'm going to Abrupt Decay Teferi. That at least turns Endurance back on if they're a breakfast build. There's Nadu. I just spent my answer on that. Grist can hit it as well. Alright, I'm going to start with Grist. Do they have the Force backup here? They know I have a creature I could put into play for free without passing priority. That does get blown out by Swords to Plowshares, though. Fetching in response. Tundra. Well, they are representing the obvious thing, and I'm going to make them have it because I can't let them have Nadu in play either. Yep. Okay. You got me. Grist dies. Zenith for 3. They can hardcast Force of Will here. But again, let's make them do it. They clearly don't have the Nomad or I would be dead already. I'm just going to test their interaction until I can maybe do something. Hedge Maze. Dump to Swords to Plowshares. They're in please find the Nomad zone at this point. Now I have Force of Will. Okay. I can fend off a Nomad now. And Endurance and Nadu can touch butts for a while. Endurance. I could target myself, get these cards back in my deck. Yeah, I'm not going to fight over Endurance when Nomad is in their deck. Okay, they just tapped a bunch of mana. And then we're like, actually, this doesn't matter. I think I just target nobody with this. All right, they had Swords to Plowshares and Force of Will in their hand. Sure. That's fine. A Baleful Strix stabilizes this game. Now I can hardcast Force. There's no way to get a Harpy into play if you don't have another creature. This is the downside of this. I just drew all 3 Harpies instead of any of my 5 Baleful Strixes. Come on, Strix. Leovold. Wow. All right, well, that card's good too. We're pretty sure they have a Force of Will over there. Here it comes. I do want to fight over Leovold. I think he's just good enough that it's worth it, even though he does not stop the Nadu, doesn't stop Nomad if Nomad is drawn. Zenith for Bristly Bill doesn't stop that. We're sandbagging a fetch land, hit Brainstorm. All right, Leovold's doing work. Does it cost 5 to answer? All right, 5 to activate that. Trigger Caracas. That does answer Leovold, or resets Bill, or whatever. A lot going on now. Ponder and Brainstorm in the hand. Okay, I'd like to draw a card. Ice Fang Quaddle. Sweet. Uro. All right. Uro did not put in a land. They have Brainstorm, Ponder, 2 unknowns. I'm going to flash in this Quaddle. I don't think they'll fight over this. They probably shouldn't. It doesn't have Death Touch. But if they want to, we can do that. Baleful Strix. All right. I'll take the damage. I'm trying to draw a Aluren and hoping that they don't have one of their last 2 Force of Wills in hand when I do. At low life total, though, the Aluren is not a lock. Well, let's find out. This game is damn near over. I hope they emergency brainstorm in response and don't hit the force. That's what I need. Can I play the game? Oh my god. I'm going to start with Leovold, because they can flash in creatures here too. Like, they could flash in Nomad, which would be pretty awk. And I can layer Strix Harpy on top of a Nomad if it hits the stack, so I'm going to sandbag these other draws for a minute if I can. The Scribe! All right, here we go. First appearance of this one. Okay, Strix. Bounce Harpy. I go to 6 life. Put a +1 counter on the Strix. Okay, if I find the Sage of Hours, we're doing it. Come on, Sage of Hours. Force of Will. Not what I'm looking for yet. I get 4 more draws here. Brainstorm could be a YOLO at the end of the chain. Basic Forest. I don't think they have anything. I think they would have fought over Harpy by now if they did. I'm going to go to 2, and then I'll play my other Harpy rather than pick up this one. Because I still have Force available right now, but I won't for very long. Coatl, another Force, another Harpy. Get one that doesn't cost a life. Coatl, come on, deck. Deliver, deliver. Oh no. All right, well, Brainstorm. One last shot. Come on, Uro. Ugh! All right, well, Ponder still plays. I don't need these lands. If I fetch Ponder, that means I can't pick up Harpy again. I can look at 4 new cards and not have access to Ponder or a Harpy, or I could look at 2 new cards and still have access to Harpy. I think I want the 2 cards. Okay, Ponder. Third card down, Brainstorm. We shuffle this. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Strix. Another look. Keep them coming. Find Uro. Find Uro. Oh no. Okay, I can pass with Force of Will up and a dominating board position. I think I want to leave Force up and just pass here. Next turn, I can attack for infinite, and I can flash in Leovold even if they bounce him. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to pass here. But I have the biggest creature. I have multiple Death Touch blockers. Okay, they could have flashed in Nomad in response at any point, and they didn't. I don't think I'm worried about Halfling. I mean, I'm extremely worried about Teferi. Is that even true? Am I worried about Teferi? I'm worried about Teferi if there's also a Nomad behind it. All right, Halfling, Hierarch. Opponent shooting their shot now. 1 card left in hand. We know there's a Ponder floating around somewhere. There's an Uro in their graveyard. Yeah, Teferi is the card I really don't want to see. The Uro into my Leovold is fine. This is just gain 3 life. Okay, the Uro didn't do anything. These mana dorks don't do anything. I'm going to get another draw. And from there, I can hard cast Force of Will, so I have life to play with Harpies, which means all of my creatures can attack for infinite. I found a Coatl. Let's just keep the chain going anyway. B-Storm. All right, send that one. Another Strix and a fetch land. Okay, we're at the end of the line here. I can't use fetch lands anymore. Forest. I should have flashed in these birds at the end step. How many flyers do I have? You have 1 flyer. I have 4. All right, well, here's the Strix also. Oh, I have more than that. Okay. So I'm just gonna attack with all of my flying creatures and hope that they concede when I demonstrate that they're all infinitely large. I'm at 1 life with a Force of Will up. 3-tree Scribe doing its thing. Yeah, these birds should be in play, though. That was just me not paying attention, as usual. Hey, I am at 1. And now the Harpy can loop itself, damage-free. Would you like to concede to this demonstrated loop? You don't have to, but it's our lives on the line here. And this is just a matter of clicking until there's 22 damage. There's currently 5, 17, 18, 19, 20. This won't even take that long. Snazzy, we're doing it. Your Scribe is doing its thing. Cool. All right. Well, that was a tight one that involved my opponent not finding Nomad in the top half of their deck. I'll take that. Pernicious Steed, Oppo Agent, Hull Breacher. I have to become kind of a prison deck because they are just a better, faster version of my deck. Collector Oof doesn't matter. I think I do like the Shep, actually, because they are a counterspell deck, and some of my green cards matter, like Leovold. Uncounterable Leovold is cool. Veil of Summer could stop Teferi from bouncing my stuff, but that's the very temporary interaction that I don't think I actually want to do. Carpet of Flowers will be good for mana, but I don't think I need or want that. Yeah, I think protecting my Uros, Grist, Leovold, Zenith is enough for Shepherd to stay in. Still like Sage of Hours. I like Decay. Endurance, not that important, though we did see Uro in their deck. Okay, I think I'm going 0 Endurance. No respect for Uro. I'm a combo deck. Opponent asked if this is going to be a video. Folks, for real, if I am in the queues playing like Aluren, I promise it's a video. I'm not testing for Eternal Weekend with something like this. That's not what's going on. Okay, keep my hand. Opponent is very excited in the chat, though. They have some history playing Bug Aluren themselves and can't wait to play this at FNM, which is my goal with decks like this. Way back in the deck tech, I said something like, this deck's bad against Nadu, it's bad against Vexing Bobble, it's bad against Turbo Reanimator, like, it's bad against basically all decks in the format, but you don't have to play to win Eternal Weekend every time you show up. Like, FNM, pretty low stakes, Moto Leagues, pretty low stakes. Have fun. And sometimes you excite or inspire people who have a history of playing with Bug Aluren. Okay, we both have a Mana Dork. Theirs is a little better than mine. Cool. Brainstorm. That means none of their ridiculous 3-drops are hitting the board this turn. Ooh, Halfling's getting rowdy. Brainstorm did not produce a land drop. This might just be cheeseball time. Ooh, do I think Abrupt Decay or Leovold's actually going to be better? I'm going to go Abrupt Decay, Allosaurus Shepherd, make sure the Leovold resolves. And maybe we'll get a non-game against a Brainstorm locked opponent. Not that I, root for bad games to happen, but, when you're up against Nadu as the worst version of Nadu, you take what you could get. Right, Uncounterable Leo is in. I don't think they're going to block with half of their mana sources. Get my damage here. Uh-oh. Okay, no white. That means no Teferi, no Plow. They could Zenith again. They're working their way out of this. It's respectable. I am in no way locked to win this game. Zenith for 1, probably going to get a Mana Dork. Delighted Halflings back. Harpy. Now I'm an Aluren away from gaming. I think I want to ponder here. Okay, found land Force of Will. I do want the land. The land plays Strix, which puts Force of Will in my hand, which may or may not matter versus Delighted Halfling, but I got it. Leovold, get in there. You're the biggest thing on the board. I can counter this. What do I want to pitch? If I pitch Ukima, I can't go off without combat anymore. If I pitch Harpy, then I can't go off at all. Brainstorm is the most immediately relevant thing. I'm going to pitch Ukima and commit to winning this game on whatever version of fair this is. Okay. They win the Force of Will fight. Nadu's in play. It is the biggest creature now. Brainstorm. Grist. With Force Protection. Okay, I can win this fight. I would sack Dryad Arbor to do it. I probably have to pass on my land drop this turn. Am I more comfortable pitching Harpy or Brainstorm? I think I'm going to put back land Brainstorm and be more comfortable pitching the Harpy. Oh, Grist is uncounterable. Never mind. I don't give a shit. Okay. Recalibrating. I could put this Harpy in the deck where it's safe. I still want to hold up Force of Will next turn, though. But I am about to attack them for 5. Okay, I'm going to put back Polluted Delta and Harpy in that order. Or I could shuffle away the Harpy. All right, Harpy, Polluted Delta in that order. Would I rather keep Dryad Arbor or Baleful Strix? I could also delete the Shepherd here. How many green spells am I going to cast? Leovold is also an elf, so if I get to 6 mana, this is 10. The Strix works well with the Harpy that's on top of my deck right now. I think I'm going to chuck my Dryad Arbor at Nadu. Right, sec Dryad Arbor. Hit Nadu. Please don't hit anything bullshit. All right, Nomad's Encore. Glad to see that go. I'm going to attack for 4 instead of the full 5 and leave Strix back to punish their mana dorks if they want to attack Grist. Oh, another legendary spell. Just had another Nadu in hand. Okay. Well, we're back to nothing. Knowing that Harpy's on top of my deck means that if I plus Grist, that's gone. But I think I have to plus Grist. I could Brainstorm first, but holding the Force blue card is really comfortable here. All right, Harpy, you're out of here. I did all that work to just dump it anyway. A Baleful Strix is holding Nadu back for now. Nomad is not a legend. They also don't have white mana. Okay, we're just in my turn now. Another Brainstorm. I'm going to plus Grist again. Dump the second Harpy. There's only one Harpy left in my deck. Tough crowd. Do I want to Brainstorm here? I kind of like all the cards in my hand, so I'm going to chill for a minute. Next turn, I can kill Nadu without losing Grist. They found the white. If they have white mana plus Force backup, this is going to be pretty annoying. Okay, Force the Nomad. That went to the graveyard. Good news. Now I can take another swing at Nadu. And then I'm back to attacking. Zenith. Okay, I want to try to kill Nadu first. They could have something like Veil of Summer or flip Caracas to save Nadu here. They flipped another Nomad. All right. That's in their hand. We know about that one. What's in my Zenith package? I could just grab Uro. I could draw a card with Icefang Coatl. Yeah, I think I want to get Uro in the mix here. And this cannot be countered. Uro, get in. Force of Will, let's go. Force blue card still in the bank. A Leovold, Baleful Strix, get in. Opponent's down to 5 life. We're doing it, fair and square. And the impact of Leovold on this game is invisible, but I assume relevant. We don't know how many of those 5 cards in their hand are Brainstorm and Ponder. They flipped the Nomad off Nadu last turn, and I think they just drew this land because they spent several turns without a white source in play and Nomad in their hand. So the 3 cards in their hand have been there for a while. We're also pretty sure it's not a counterspell because they could have assembled Nadu last turn if it was. I am worried about Teferi still. Swords to Plowshare is targeting Leovold. I'll draw my card. Now this is interesting. I'm going to force. If their hand is just Nadu plus Nomad, forcing this was bad. If their hand is Ponder, Brainstorm, Nomad, this force is incredible. And I'm going to play like they've had those cards in their hand for a long time. But a redundant copy of Nadu, which is a legend, is another thing that would be in their hand for a while. Just trying to go by the numbers here. They're down 2 Nadus already. They've only cast 1 of their 8 cantrips. They're way more likely to have cantrips in their hand right now. Okay, Plowed Leo again. And I found a Aluren off of that. All right, well, this is going to work. And they've got 1 card left in their hand that I don't know about. They're attacking Grist. I will kill their Mana Dork. Wait, are they just dead? No, they're at 2. All right. They're not just dead. I'll trade the freebie for the freebie. We can attack them to 2 this turn. Can I draw that last Harpy in my deck? Coatl? Okay. I'm going to attack first because I know they could flash in Nomad. And this might actually be just dangerous and stupid to play Aluren because I don't have the combo and they are dead on board and it would give them a Nomad for free. Okay. Green, blue, Coatl. No blue card to go with that, but here's my 3-tree Scribe. Opponent's at 2. I have a bunch of flyers and a 2-power creature. Oh, the last unknown cards in their hand are not Nadu. Wow, GG's. On to the next one.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables.
I'm on the play in round number 4 with a hand that is respectable and fine, I suppose. I have my trusty Allosaurus Shepherd, which is not in the deck for the reason I thought it was when I built the deck, but was pretty good last round anyway. Just gonna put it out there. This is one of those things that hopefully scares people. And my Ice Fang Coatl is potentially 2/3 of the way to Death Touch. Underground Sea, the first sighting of one of these. Wow, Delver of Secrets, how quaint. Mishra's Bauble, all right. Wild that we're living in a universe where Delver of Secrets is a quaint little card that people can play. Okay, I can fetch basic island this turn. I'm just going to pass. My Coatl is uncounterable. If Delver doesn't flip, I will engage in combat with it. They did the Bauble trick, which doubles your looks at flipping a Delver. And they decided to draw the card first, which means they did not find an instant or sorcery. Moment of truth. And they whiffed on the second one as well. Cool. Brainstorm. Get after it. I imagine they would want to trade Delver of Secrets with Allosaurus Shepherd. I think they'll attack here. Grixis Delver, wow. It's like we're playing in the distant past. Ooh, they did not want to make the trade, okay. That tells me that they probably are missing a backup threat. All right, deck. This is too many lands at this point. And I'm just going to hold my Abrupt Decay and see what's going on over there. Delver still has not flipped. But that means their hand is probably full of lands or creatures. That's 3 cards that we know they drew that are not Delver flips. One of them could have been the Volk, but there's at least 2 non-instant or sorcery spells in their 7-card hand right now. Brainstorm again. They're digging like crazy. The Ponder shuffled. Scalding Tarn. The Doctor. I'm going to decay. Or, no, I'm going to have 3 basics this turn, so I'm not going to decay. I'm going to make you come to me. Blue-black, Baleful Strix, what's up? This might be good enough to force a will, actually, if they don't have, like, Lightning Bolt in their hand. We're in. Okay. I am threatening a basic land. DRC has to fight. Delver. Lightning Bolt targeting the Shep. Okay. That dumped a Misty Rainforest. Flip reveals Force of Will. Okay, block, fetch is my plan. This will Plague Wind them. And we'll see what happens after that, because they do have 5 cards in their hand. One of them is Force of Will. If they just shove like Murktide Region here and protect it with Force, I am in some amount of trouble. Psychic Frog. That one I can Abrupt Decay. Ponder, let's go. That's the kind of thing I was looking for here. Find some action. Aluren Harpy. Oh, this is so shitty. That is what my deck's supposed to do, but I'm nowhere near prepared to do it. If I had like taken 3 from the Delver and left a Strix in play, maybe I could have kept this pile, but I did not do that, so I'm going to shuffle this. I could also bank the Aluren and use a land to shuffle. Okay. I think I'm actually going to do that. Like, if they don't make a follow-up threat here, maybe I even just draw a Harpy and play Draw Go with them while I'm threatening a combo. Okay, I'm going to not block. And they didn't discard anything, because why would they? Abrupt Decay this. Bauble. They know about Cavern Harpy now. Okay, they didn't have a follow-up threat. I am going to lock up 2/3 of my combo here and I will shuffle away the other Cavern Harpy, and now I need an Uro, a Zenith, a Strix, Ukima, any of the above to make it happen. This is where it gets risky. I guess not really. I could just hardcast a Force. Yeah, I'll hardcast Force and see if they want to fight over their Frog, knowing that I'm a combo deck. Because we know they have Force. Force pitching Daze. All right. That's fine. You can have Psychic Frog. I'm drawing Wild here. If I find Uro or Ukima, I win. Brainstorm. That one's pretty good too. Beastorm. Grist and Abrupt Decay. All of these are good cards. If I put back Delta and Force of Will, what happens? Delta and Force of Will. I'm going to play Grist first, because this will at least make them jump the Frog, and then I can decay it once it's in the air. And if they attack Grist, discard some cards to kill Grist. It's actually a massive blowout. This mills the Force of Will. If I plus, that's fine. Yeah, I probably should have stacked that the other way, but I wasn't getting these cards anyway. It's just like which one is in my deck, actually. If they just attack, I'll just block. If they jump the Frog, I will pass priority. And we'll see if they want to discard 3 cards to kill Grist or not. Okay, no blocks. Discarded a card. Okay, they pass priority. I will take my 1-card profit here and Abrupt Decay this thing now. Now I'm not worried about Murktide Regent. I'm holding 2/3 of my combo. I have a Planeswalker that is extremely frustrating for Delver to deal with in play. Ponderino. Go get him. Uro. Well, let's just put that on the stack, huh? Drop Uro Misty. Don't shuffle. Plus Grist. Mill the Uro. Oh, I could have also just sent the combo there. All right, whatever. I just got excited about Uro versus Delver. Green, green, blue, blue. I can tap better than this. Green, green, blue, blue. There it is. That leaves up all my colors. Uro's on the stack of Rooney. Okay, just bug magic cards defeating Delver with an infinite combo back up in my hand. Carpet of Flowers comes in, Pernicious Deed comes in, Hull Breacher I like, Collector Oof comes out. Veil of Summer is fine. We'll see if I have room for it. It will depend entirely if my opponent knows what Cavern Harpy means, which, if you've been playing Legacy a long time, you will know. If you're new to the format, you might not know, because they did bobble and see a Cavern Harpy, but I didn't actually show them Aluren at any point. At least I don't think I did. Hope I didn't. I think I'm going to cut my forces here and be just like bug with some stuff going on. I still have Veils and the Shep to fight over my combo. I think Sage of Hours is the worst card in my deck right now. Sorry, Sage of Hours. Someday you'll get a chance. There was one game where I was like, come on, Sage of Hours. It would have actually won. But I think if I make even one infinitely large creature, Delver is not going to beat that. Sweet. Love drawing Dryad Arbor in my opening hand when I have Greenstone Zenith, but I'm definitely going to keep this Abrupt Decay Uro hand against Delver. DRS? DRC, not DRS. DRS is banned. Free DRS. I don't actually believe that. People say that. That's one of those things people say. Deathray Gem is not an inbounds magic card. Beastorm. This will be at least 2 card types. I kept the card on top. I would like to play on basics, but that would require drawing a black fetch land this turn. Playing on basics also makes Uro a lot worse. Blue to Delta. Bobble. Okay, they could still get Delirium this turn, and they did. All right, turn 2 Delirium. Man, I miss when Legacy was about this sort of thing. Remember when we were mad about this? And now it's like, this is so quaint and adorable. Don't know what you got till it's gone. That's what they say, right? Oh, well, they know I'm in a Aluren deck now. There's no hiding it. Okay, if I play Tropical Island, it will turn on Wasteland, but it will turn on Wasteland in a spot where Wasteland's probably on anyway. Because if I play Misty Rainforest, alright, I think I'm just going to ignore Wasteland this game. I don't have the ability to play on basics, so I just won't. That's a thing you could do. And I'm just going to roast this thing before they get any additional value off it. Underground Sea, Abrupt Decay. Okay, that's gone. I'm tapped out. Murktide Regent me, daddy. Psychic Frog, more terrible. Alright. Yeah, maybe that one was more important. I would still rather be playing against this than Mystic Forge combo. Brainstorm. Okay, this is actually really good because I have this terrible Dryad Arbor in my hand. Ooh, now I have a combo lined up. A land Zenith for Arbor, and I can send it with Veil of Summer protection next turn. I have the whole combo in hand. Fingers crossed. They'll have 4 cards in theirs. Fatal Push. Well, JK. I won't have Veil protection next turn. A Veil of Summer. They could daze this, but that would make them hellbent. Okay. Sure. They been to second daze. Can't pay for this. Knocked me off. Dryad Arbor. So they have their draw step, their frog hit, and the land they just picked up as cards they can play here. I'm just going to send it next turn. There's the Underground Sea. There's a frog. They have 1 card in their hand. Their hand has to be dazed right now for them to be in this game, and they just milled a second one. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Am I going to get blown out by daze as in the olden days? Aluren. We're in. Uro. Oh, I guess Pyroblast is live here. Don't like that. A 3-tree Scribe. I'll play that now. Might as well get it in there. We got a reader. Okay. Oh, Pyroblast is live. We got the GGs in the chat, though. Wow, Aluren beating Delver. Let's go. This felt like a matchup from a previous iteration of Legacy, and maybe it'll feel appropriate again on Monday. Fingers crossed. On to the final round.
We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league.
I'm on the draw in the final round. Positive record is locked somehow, playing for the bread and butter 4-1. I will keep this. I don't like that it only has 1 land. I do like that it has double Baleful Strix and Brainstorm. If this is a matchup where Endurance is good, we're in business. Opponent's mulled to 5 already. Come on, oops, all spells. Gemstone Mine. All right, they're definitely a combo deck. It's not oops, all spells. It looks like a Ad Nauseam Tendrils. Necrodom. Well, all right, we're dead. Well, we got to hope they hit their fail rate. They're going to draw 19 cards, and then it's just whatever from there. Whatever happens, happens. Sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. They usually do, in fairness. The only thing I can really do from this point is if they need a Cabal Ritual to get over the edge mid-combo, I could Endurance them. But that does also build Storm. They drew their 19 cards. Now they need to put a Born Upon the Wind on the stack with Spirit Guide, Manamorphose, and then they play on from there. Summoner's Pact will get a Spirit Guide. Another Pact for Spirit Guide. Okay, they got the Cantor. The Cantor filters Spirit Guide mana. There's Manamorphose. This will get you your blue for Born. Have the Born. Almost certainly dead at this point. But I'm still going to make them play it. Oh, there's a Necrodom in play. I can't. Endurance completely useless. They can't get to Threshold anyway. There's more text on this card. Storm is 8. Storm is 9. Mana is 5. If they have the Tendrils, it's over. Valakut Awakening draws however many cards they want here, up to 13. Up to 14, because it's N+1. They drew the full 14. They have seen all but 1/3 of their deck at this point, or 1/4 of their deck. Second Necrodom, hell yeah. That'll show me. Okay. Cabal Ritual. Oh, this is legendary? I didn't even know that. Why would it be legendary? Why would you ever need 2 of these? Why are we worried about having 2 of them in play? Okay. Beseech the Mirror. We'll get it done with the Tendrils. Yeah, okay. GG. Okay. Just one of these decks. Do you know what you're playing against or not is the only question being asked of you. Consign, Hull Breacher, Force of Vigor. Collector Oof is fine, I guess. Opposition Agent does turn off the Beseech. Okay. Grist the Hunger Tide, not part of this game. Aluren, not part of this game. Abrupt Decay, actually pretty good, if I could slow them down 1 turn. Allosaurus Shepherd makes Force of Vigor uncounterable, which is an interaction that they can't beat. Sage of Hours is blue, 3 Tree Scribe. If Aluren's out, that can come out too. Same with Cavern Harpy. This game is just not about comboing off at all. My opponent has changed the rules, and now we're doing something different. Pernicious Deed could kill Necrodom, but like, when and on what turn and on what game are we ever getting to that? So I'm not doing that. Ukima's blue. Is there just like a green card I could cut? Endurance doesn't really matter. Okay, I have enough green cards to support my 1 Force of Vigor. I am going way up on blue cards. +2 blue cards. And then all this other stuff. Okay, good mulligans, good keeps. I'll keep. Okay. Yes, I will keep my hand. Oh, if they have double Pact of Negation, they can win this game. They did mull to 4 cards, though. Valakut Awakening tapped. Allosaurus Shepherd. Interesting. Yeah, let's get it in there. Let's do some damage. Gotta win somehow. Manamorphose. And they just burned off the mana. Perfect. Attack with my Shep. And I'm going to Brainstorm here. If I can add to the board, I probably will. Don't need Tropical Island. I don't think I need Verdant Catacombs either. Birds of Paradise get in. Force blue card consign next turn I can Oppo. Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. Now you can cast Necrodom. Another Dark Ritual. Okay. We're going in. Beseech the Mirror. I'm going to let them Beseech, and then I'll counter the card that comes out of it. Okay, Force pitching Brainstorm. If they have Pact, I can let them Pact the Force, then I stifle the Necrodom trigger in the end step, and then they die to their own Pact next turn. Underground Sea, pass into the end step. And they made a really good game out of this on, was it 4 cards? They did send it with protection on turn 3. Okay, this is a triggered ability, and you will not have 5 mana in your next upkeep. They want to play it out, though. Fair and square. Sure. I'm not going to play out any more cards. I'll just attack you for 1 and pass. Trigger. Remember that? I did. Cool. Game 3. Now I'm on the draw. This is where it gets harder. Yeah, I think my deck is just the same. I just don't get Veil of Summer consigned to memory on turn 1 as additional outs. I need my 5 forces to carry. Yeah, all right, here we go. Submit the deck. That's all we can do. I will keep a no-lander with double force against this deck. Keep. Bonus on 6. And they just pass without a play. Come on, land. All right. I don't have a play either. I'm going to discard this Shepherd. Burrow's blue. That's why I can't discard that one. Land. Land. Force a Figure. Oh, no. I'll discard Opposition Agent here. They know what my hand does. It's got a bunch of pitch magic. Their hand could be anything, honestly. Unless they have some sort of juke or pivot, which I don't think their deck actually supports. I'm hoping to kill them with their own Pact here. I want them to start a fight. I want them to think they can win it. I can actually beat 2 Pacts here. They would need 3 to not just die. Well, that card's really good. Force pitching Uro on that one. Okay, we won that fight. Dark Ritual. Can we kill them with their own Pact? Force pitching Coatl. Please Pact me. Please Pact me. Let's go. Okay, this resolves. All right. Do they have the triple protection? I would be impressed if they do. But it would win the game. Pitch Birds of Paradise to Force of Vigor. Moment of truth. Ah! Let's go. Okay, we're back to their fail rate. Party's on. What a game. Every time I play against this deck on the channel, I get comments that are like, who wants to play Magic like this? This sucks. This is horrible. Like, yeah, of course it is, but the deck's not actually good. I think it's cool that Legacy can support nonsense like this if you choose to do it. Vexing Bauble's really interesting in the deck. I assume people who have built the deck have done the math, but like the Summoner's Pacts for mana are part of the game post Necro, and like Pact of Negation is your counter spell in your deck. Like if I just had a land for Consigned to Memory, I don't think I can lose anymore because of their own Vexing Bauble. Like they can't fight over my Consign on their Tendrils trigger. They found Born Upon a Wind. Now it's probably over. Sick. All right. Yeah, the triple protection versus the triple force. It is not good Magic, but boy is it fun. GG's. a positive record presented with the Aluren deck, a deck that I cannot actually recommend to anyone who is interested in winning their matches. I can highly recommend it to anyone who has a soft spot for Aluren. If you have any history playing that, if you just like having fun, if you want to do something different in the format, that's cool too. In paper, I would just play Acererak. Like trying to make three tree scribe. That's tough to say. 3-tree scribe. 3-tree scribe. 3-tree scribe. I got it. Trying to make 3-tree scribe work as like the third moving piece that also makes combat involved, and you have to kind of play something like Sage of Hours or Walking Ballista to validate it, when these 2 slots could just be Acererak. It's actually 3 spots, like Ukima, Sage of Hours, and 3-tree scribe could all be cut from the deck for 1 single copy of Acererak, and then you get 2 other slots to do something else with. That is the better way to build this deck. That also beats One Ring Protection. It beats Glacial Chasm, just random stuff that we did play against this league. But in terms of the challenge that was put before me today to put 3-tree scribe in Aluren and make it work, it did work. We never got to take infinite turns, but we did make an infinitely large flying army and win a game that way. And I cannot really be happier than a positive record with this outing. Something snazzy. Thank you for one last fun thing to do on the last day that we have to play Legacy like this. Bans can't come soon enough. I hope the format looks a lot different in a couple days. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.